As promised, our top story after being elected the General Secretary. Now there's speculation that VK Shashikala will take over as the next Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. This after a meeting of AIADMK legislators has been called today afternoon. A decision is likely to be taken at that meeting. Sources suggest that she will take over the reins of the government on the 10th of this month. News of Chinnamma's elevation comes days after the untimely shunting out of several bureaucrats who were close to Jaya and were also seen as subsequently close to O. Selvam. Among others, former bureaucrat Sheila Balakrishnan, who was advisor to Jayalalitha, resigned reportedly because she was miffed at being ignored by the new dispensation. However, the AIADMK is guarded in its response on reports of Shashikala taking over the reins of the government. And joining us live from outside the AIADMK headquarters in Chennai is my colleague Akshita Nandgopal. Yet another major development now buffeting the city of Chennai. Akshita, by when can we expect this meeting to start?
Good morning, Padmaja. The meeting will be happening at noon at about 1:30 p.m. You know, it's 9 a.m. in the morning. Already supporters have gathered here. You can see, of course, they've all come together with all of their headgear. Some of them are also putting, of course, the AIADMK's logo on their head. They're all also, of course, brandishing images of the beloved Amma. You see also quite a bit of emphasis now on Chinnamma Shashikala as well. There are people selling booklets also all about Jayalalitha as well as Chinnamma Shashikala. He's been sitting here from about 7 in the morning, Padmaja, just selling these books also to people who've been coming together. I also want to show you what's happening inside here, the party office. I've gotten inside because, you know, the meet hasn't started. There's a lot more time to go. So before they close the gates, I quickly want to show you the kind of preparations that they've made here. Massive banners, posters all around me showing Chinnamma Shashikala alongside Jayalalitha. So the meet is at 1:30. All these preparations were made overnight to ensure that things are done and things are taken care of ahead of that crucial meet. As far as what's expected in that meet, Padmaja, sources have been indicating since yesterday that a crucial decision will be taken as far as Shashikala Natarajan is concerned. But of course, we'll have to wait and watch to see whether there is any truth behind all of that speculation.
Okay.
As of now, all the MLAs will be here by 1:30 in the afternoon. Shashikala Natarajan herself will be here. The Chief Minister may not be here, is what we know at this point. But questions, of course, are on whether Shashikala Natarajan will be chosen as the next Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. The AIADMK right now is playing its cards close to its chest. It's not really giving out much as far as that detail is concerned. They're saying that this is a meet that has been officially told to them. They've been briefed about this meet, so we will talk only after the meet is what the AIADMK is saying.
All right, just stay with me, Akshita, because we also have A. Saravanan of the DMK with us on the phone line now. As the principal opposition party, A. Saravanan, do you just wish that the AIADMK would be done with its leadership decisions and finally let the people of Tamil Nadu know who is their chief minister, who is calling the shots?
Yeah, I think this is causing a lot of instability and volatility in the administration. We all know that there is a lot of crisis going on. It was a choppy few months for us. We just come out of it, and on top of that, now this leadership crisis. See, if Shashikala wants to become the chief minister, she has to enter the politics. She has to do something. This is an usurpation of the power from the chief minister. If we ask the people of Tamil Nadu whom they have voted into power, it is Selvi Jayalalitha. They elected as the chief minister. At least Mr. Selvam had the thing of being in the cabinet. She fought the elections along with Selvi Jayalalitha, and it was him who was pointed out by Selvi Jayalalitha. But who is Shashikala?
Interesting, especially since in the lifetime of Jayalalitha, she was never given any organizational or political post, which Jayalalitha could have done if she really wanted her to be in the thick of politics and government and party.
Yeah. So these people are trying to usurp the office of the chief minister, which is very sad. I think the second-rung leadership of the ADMK party, they know they have 4.5 years of power. They don't want to upset the apple cart. That is the reason why they are going along with all this. But if you look at the lower-level cadre and the people of Tamil Nadu, I think there is strong resentment for Shashikala to be the chief minister.
Absolutely, but also tell me, just as a political observer, I'm not asking you this as a politician or the rival party, but purely as a political observer, if Shashikala had to be made Chief Minister eventually, why wasn't that done immediately after the demise of Jayalalitha?
See, I think there were various theories floating around why she was not made immediately. One thing is that the BJP did not like, we all know that Mr. Venkaiah Naidu was all along there. He did not want Mr. Shashikala to become the Chief Minister. So that was one thing. The other thing is probably they would have thought a lot of mystery was shrouding the death of Selvi Jayalalitha and the treatment given to her, and everybody was thinking that it was Shashikala who was responsible for that information not coming out, and the entire mystery was only because they wanted to be kept that way. That is one reason, and Shashikala also did not want to be seen as someone who was very, very hungry at power and suddenly just leap at the chance the moment she died. That would have been a catastrophe for her. Probably those are the reasons why she did not become the Chief Minister at that time.
Very interesting theories, but we of course will never hear what the real reason is ever, given the secrecy that really surrounds everything that is done by VK Shashikala. Sarvanan, thank you very much for speaking to us. Of course, all political parties also in Tamil Nadu will be keeping a close eye on what happens in the afternoon today. But here is something, Akshita, that even the AIADMK perhaps should answer. You know, the state has gone from one crisis to the other after the death of their sitting Chief Minister Jayalalitha, and yet it seems even right in the middle of the state now dealing with an oil spill off its coast, this wrangling within the party simply doesn't end. What is the message being sent out to the rank and file of the party and people of Tamil Nadu in general about priorities of this party and government?
You know, Padmaja, something that you were speaking about earlier is the timing of this particular decision, if it happens, of course, of Shashikala taking over as the Chief Minister. Reports did suggest that this was slated to happen earlier in January. We all remember, of course, when there were a lot of sources indicating this could happen soon after Pongal. But we saw that entire Jallikattu controversy breaking out. The whole state government was shown in a poor light as failing to really take action. So that really wasn't the perfect time for Shashikala Natarajan to take over. Today, we're seeing, of course, a controversy over the Ennore oil spill. There are massive allegations against the state government, against the administration for failing to act on time, for failing to realize how big the situation is. Today, Chief Minister Paneerselvam will be there at Ennore as well to take stock of the situation. So, of course, priorities-wise, there are a lot of questions that will be asked about this particular elevation if it does happen, Padmaja. For starters, Shashikala Natarajan faces a lot of hurdles, and primary of those is those legal cases pending against, and many had indicated in the past that possibly Shashikala will wait to tide over that and then take over as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. So there are no challenges ahead of her, but that is a big headache that will continue to haunt her. We're not just talking about the DA case, but also the forex violation cases. And besides that, also the fact that there is quite a bit of opposition really in the AIADMK as far as Shashikala is concerned. You know, she may have won over the MLAs and the ministers, but the ground level workers who pretty much are the backbone of any party, Padmaja, they are really at this point not on Shashikala Natarajan's side. Many of them even have chosen Deepa Jaikumar, who's turned out to be a very, very big problem for Shashikala Natarajan.
All right, just stay with me, Akshita, because we also spoke to Jayalalitha's niece, Deepa Jaikumar, who has also attacked Shashikala. Speaking exclusively to India Today, the former CM's niece said that Shashikala is not democratically elected, and that is why her elevation to the top post would be similar to a military takeover. One must also remember that Deepa has made her intention of joining politics clear in recent times.
Well, the developments in Tamil Nadu is quite unfathomable, as the advisor of the state for Tamil Nadu has resigned presumptively, and there are a lot of other things working around as well. So we have the former Chief Minister Jayalalitha's niece along with us. Let's have a few questions. Thank you for talking to us. And how do you see this development where the advisor of Tamil Nadu, Sheila Balakrishnan, quit, and two more secretaries of this Chief Minister are on their way out as well? How do you see this development in the state?
I think this is a well-planned event. There have been a lot of discussions even in the past, in the recent past, that things like this could happen very soon and very quickly. that too very quickly. I think now they are just about to do what they had in mind, like planned.
So as you're hinting about some events that could happen very quickly, and we also come to know that tomorrow Shashikala is supposed to hold the MLA meeting. You think her name would come up as legislative leader for the party and the next chief minister for Tamil Nadu?
Well, there's a lot of talk about that. That does seem to be a possibility of a thing like that happening, and we have to wait and see until tomorrow.
So as personally, Deepa, would she accept such a change, because Shashikala is not someone chosen by the people, not the chief minister, though ADMK claims that way. So will Deepa as a person accept it, or what do you think the Tamil Nadu on the whole will accept such a leader for the state?
Deepa is none but one of the people of Tamil Nadu, and the people are really not going to like this to take place. And even I would never ever imagine such a bad state for the people of Tamil Nadu to ever happen. I think it will be a very wrong decision. It is similar to taking over kind of a military takeover, a similar thing, because she is not a democratically elected leader.
Well, political observer Suman Siraman is also with us on the phone line. What is exactly happening right now in Tamil Nadu? Is this all something which is a culmination of what was planned soon after Jayalalitha's passing away, Suman Siraman?
Well, I mean, it's very difficult to say when exactly this was planned, but I think, from the initial statement from some of the ministers about a couple of months ago, when they started, about a month ago, when they started saying that Mrs. Shashikala should take over the chief ministership post, I think that itself sort of gave the game away that this was eventually part of the plan. But again, we'll have to wait and see what the what the party decides during its meeting today. I'm not too sure that in her own interest or in the party's interest, this is a very good idea at this point of time.
Especially since the case of disproportionate assets against her still stands.
Yeah, I think the judgment on that case has been reserved. So we don't know, but it could come at any time, literally. So the point is, and perhaps that there might be some concern on that score. There might also be some concern on that score that Mr. Pannirselvam is becoming a little too popular, maybe more difficult to replace a little later on. So I think that a combination of factors might have precipitated the decision. But as far as the AIDMK is concerned, I'm not too sure that it's going to be a very good idea.
All right, thank you very much for speaking to us, Suman Siraman. BJP Member of Parliament Subramaniam Swamy also with us on the phone line. Now, Mr. Swamy, does Shashikala really have the wherewithal to command the loyalty and the respect of the party rank and file like Jayalalitha did?
I don't know whether Jayalalitha commanded respect, because she had instilled fear into most people, and they obeyed her. They used to prostrate before her because that was expected of them. Otherwise, they would lose their jobs. Many of their best intellectuals were thrown out of the party, like Pannayan and others who she could not get along with, because there were people who gave a dissenting note on some of the things she had wanted to do. So I don't think that culture is one of winning people on love and so on. It's just pure discipline and a bit of fear. And there Shashikala excels, and so the party will not revolt against her.
Right. Mr. Swamy, also, do you think that Shashikala will be able to bring some stability to the state, given that the case against her for disproportionate assets is still unresolved? Those charges are still outstanding.
Yeah, that's my case. That is the case that I had filed, and that's the case I had argued with the Supreme Court. And we are waiting for the judgment. And, nobody can second-guess the judges, what they have in their mind. But he made a very strong case. And even the Karnataka, acquittal was based on something which was not really an acquittal. They said that, the judge said that they had disproportionate assets, but it was less than 10% of their declared wealth. And that's not good enough to convict her. That's a total unacceptable principle, and that's why there's so much time is being taken to deliver the judgment. Of course, that would, but the Jayalalitha also, twice she had to step down because of court judgments.
Correct. And
then,
finally, let me ask you, Mr. Swami, is that the reason, very quickly, I want to ask you last question. Do you think that is the reason why there was this prevarication about Shashikala taking over formally as CM?
Well, I think she did a two-stage operation so that she's more acceptable. She consolidated herself in the party. There was an opposition at that time. She has now consolidated. Now she is now making for the bid for additionally to be the chief minister.
All right, so it was a very clinical operation, the way in which this entire thing was planned, making a final bid to take over as Chief Minister. Subramaniam Swami, thank you very much for speaking to India today. We'll keep a close eye on this. Our reporters will be getting you the updates from the AIADMK headquarters, from Poise Garden as well.